It is just before 7 a.m. on Saturday morning, and I am super excited because today is auction day.
So you bought it.
I'm here at Dan Hershey Auction Center because they brought in 5 truckloads of motorcycles and motorcycle parts from a dealership in New Jersey. They're gonna be selling hundreds of bikes and thousands of parts today, and we're here to buy stuff, hopefully. And I'm nervous because that's me. And I'm the only one here. And they're supposed to open in like 6 minutes. So when you're at an auction and there's no one else in the parking lot, there's one of 2 things that could be happening. 1, you have the wrong day. Been there before. 2, it wasn't advertised well and there's not gonna be a huge crowd. It means you can maybe buy stuff less expensive and the market's gonna be soft. I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and hopefully somebody will show up and open up these doors and we can go look at some motorcycles. So let me explain to you guys why I wanted to go to this auction. I really love auctions. I grew up in a family where we followed farm equipment and construction equipment sales pretty much all over the country. My grandpa started when he was just a wee little guy, and they used to call him the nickel man. He built that into a business where he was selling equipment and parts all over the world. So auctions have always been a really big part of my life. Now, I always kind of keep an eye on auctions that are going on in a relatively close circle to where we're at. No idea how I missed this one, but it got sent to me a few days before it was happening. So when I read the headline for the auction, it says something like this: liquidation of multi-generational Japanese motorcycle dealership, parts and service shop, thousands and thousands of parts and parts bikes with several very nice bikes. So I read through the auction list and I started studying the pictures. One thing I noticed when I was looking at the pictures really close is there were a couple gems out in the parts bike section of the auction, and I think I could sneak a couple of these bikes away. So I loaded up, left the house early in the morning, and I wanted to be there at 6:30 because generally these auctions get packed. But when I got there, it was like 10 to 7 and nobody was in the parking lot. I was all by myself. So back to the truck I went, hung out for a little bit until the doors opened. I went in a little before 7, started looking at stuff, and holy moly, there was a lot of stuff. So one of the tricky things when you're at a big auction like this is trying to match up things that go with other things. So right now I found a bike in the back room that I really like. And look, here's the seat for it. But they're gonna sell the seat separate than the bike. Same thing with this seat here, that bike's sitting in the back. I saw a couple other things like that. I saw a couple exhaust systems. Let's take a look at some other things. Here's a good example. These pipes at a swap meet or online or guys that are looking for them can be worth $100, $200 a piece if a guy's restoring this bike and wants this pipe's like brand new. But if you can't figure out what it is and you set it at the table at the swap meet, you'll get 15 bucks for it. You have to be able to identify what things are. Oh, check this out. Is this a PSI pipe? Yo, there's a gem. Pretty cool. It's a neat old Suzuki. Here's kind of a gem. Now there's a couple little Yamahas tucked in here and there. Mostly it's all Kawasaki and Suzuki stuff, but I believe this here is going to be an 81 IT. We got the aluminum swing arm and we have the white plastics. I'm going to say that's 200, 250. Looks like it has the airbox. It is missing rear shock, but look at this. That's cool. Here's a good one. This is a YZ, I'm going to say late 80s. And we have an airbox there as well. There's a DR. There's a KDX. There's a KX 125. But anyway, here you kind of have a lineup of the Fs. There's a 125. 125. There's the 350 or 360. And then, oh, there's that little XR. There's another Cowie. And these do have the rotary valves. So the carburetor's on the side of the engine there, on the side of the block. Not a bad system once you figure it out. And this is a little XR80? Yeah, XR80, and it's a 91. Now, I found the seat for that bike sitting over somewhere. I didn't find a gas tank yet. I'm gonna look for that. It also looks like this bike's missing the rear shock, and that's not a big deal. If you've been watching, I kind of been collecting these little XRs here for a little bit. I now have the 250. I have a 91 200, and then this would be a 9180. All I'm missing right now is the 100. But let's see, maybe we can find some parts for these parts bikes, because it would be really, really cool if I could buy one of these bikes and get it put together and running. Here's something. Here's an old Yamaha YZ. That's going to be an 80 is my guess. But we have a rear shock, we have the swing arm, and we have an airbox. So that's all good stuff. That's going to be probably purple frame. That could be KDX 80. That has an airbox and a swing arm. These are all just pretty much parts bikes back here, but you know, parts are fun. So I had about 2 hours from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So I got my bidder number, I did my homework, I made my notes, and got ready for the sale to begin. The first bike I was interested in was a mid-70s Suzuki dirt bike, and it brought a little more than I thought it would. It was less than $100, but it was more than 50 bucks, and I thought, I'm good. So when the next two came up, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna buy them because sometimes you just have to jump right in. I ended up getting the next two bikes bought for 15 bucks a piece, and I'm thinking, yep, this is gonna be a good day. Then we got to this bike. This is a 1981 Yamaha IT. I don't know if it's a 175 or 200 or exactly what it is, but I know it's an 81 because of the white plastic. It's pretty complete and I like it. All right, so here's an update. I have bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've bought 8 bikes so far, and they're all parts bikes. I don't know what I'm doing, but my hope is I can start finding the parts in here to complete some of those bikes. I already found a gas tank for the IT one, for the IT. I think I found another gas tank for the YZ. So after all the parts bikes were sold in that back room, it was time to move up to the front room and sell those parts bikes. Now those were bikes that weren't running, but mostly complete, and I snuck one away from there.
50, 60, 50, 60, 50, 60, 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 89, 90, 100, 109, 100, 109, 110, 100, 10, 10, 20. 120, 31, 31, 31, 20, 31, 21, 31, 21, 31, 20, 30, 121, 31, 20, 30, 121, 30, 120, 30. 120 bucks there, buyer number 137, 137. All
right. Okay, the day is going good. I think I just bought our 9th or 10th or 12th bike. Man, it's easy to get auction fever when you see stuff going relatively inexpensive. This is a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited about it. You guys are gonna see that in a later video. Then it was time to move on to the parts. Those are the radiators I need. Look, here's the tank. That tank goes with the IT I just bought. And this tank here, I can't tell. This tank might go to the frame I just bought. The next thing I need to do is keep my eyes open here for seats. I think I bought the bike for this seat. I got the bike for this Yamaha seat, and I gotta start trying to find some engine parts. And that's gonna be fun because there are parts everywhere. Man, piecing this stuff together is gonna be a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, this was overwhelming. I had this grand scheme in my head that now that I have a couple of these incomplete bikes bought, these parts bikes, I'm gonna try to find the pieces in this sea of parts. Whoo-wee! I gotta tell you, reality set in pretty quick. I totally balked and couldn't process engine parts. Nothing was organized very well. So I honed in on what I had the capacity to do, and I figured the rest, I'm just gonna sort out later. Here we got tires and wheels. But again, the problem is if you don't know exactly what you're looking for or looking at, this stuff here isn't really worth anything. So what I need to do is I need to take a little inventory of the bikes I bought. And maybe I can come back out here and match up a rim if I'm missing something. So like, I don't know, but this here could be the rear wheel off that IT that I bought. The rim's doinked and the spokes are shot. But if I can get a hub, the rest of it's pretty easy. I can get spokes and a rim. But the rear hubs and the front hubs are the hard part. There's another rear. Boy, this is gonna be a lot of work. I'm gonna run back inside. I'm gonna try to figure out what it is I got bought and make sure I don't miss any parts. KX 125. and I got the little Yamaha. And then I took a break. Nothing in here really caught my eye till we got to here. 1981 Yamaha IT. You can tell it's an 81 because it has the white plastics and the aluminum swing arm. I found the tank for it. I think I found a seat for it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find any engine parts, but it's got wheel, swing arms, airbox, the front number plate and headlight. That's all really good stuff. A YZ frame. I think I gave $5 for that. Well, I got $5 worth of ignition coil, CDI box, swing arm, airbox. I think that's a good deal. What else did we get over here? Here's a 1991 XR80. I did get it bought. It's the most expensive bike I bought so far. But again, I think I found the seat, and I think I found I did find the seat, and I think I found the tank for it sitting in the other items. Now I should look to see if I can find the rear shock, and then that bike will be pretty much complete. This IT doesn't have any sort of engine in it, and I don't need to worry about engines for any of that stuff. Okay, and then I got this little Yamaha here. That's a little YZ80. I think I paid $45 for it, so not too concerned about that. And then I bought both of these. I believe we have a KX80 and it's a KDX, and I gave $100 for each of those. Again, I think we got this. We have good parts here. The engine is complete. We are missing a rear wheel. We're missing the rear wheel off this off this KX. But I still think I'm okay. I think we got the parts we need. Now, if I can find the seat and some plastics, that would be even better. This goes to this. Okay, that's the tank we need. That should be the side panel off that IT, that 81 IT. So I guess that's a 175. I think I need these tanks for that KX80. I need this seat, I need this Yamaha, I need this Yamaha, and I need that seat. This is a really cool piece. It's all intact. It's off of like a DR or DS. You don't see those very often. Those are KDX or KX80s. So we're gonna try to grab those as well. Is this a Yamaha tank? Oh, I think that's the tank I need for that little Yamaha. Okay, I gotta remember that that's there. Oh, this is cool. We have front number plate, speedometer, side covers. Those things are gold if you know what you have. Side covers are generally always missing on bikes, like when you find them sitting in edge row. So when you find good side covers and you know what they fit, you want to buy them. So what I started picking up on, a lot of the guys were there for these Kawasaki street bike parts. And there was only one or two of us that were really paying any sort of attention to the dirt bike stuff. And let me explain to you how they sold this stuff. So we have these racks, and we have shelf. We have top shelf, second shelf, third shelf, fourth shelf, fifth shelf. So what they did is we're selling choice off the top shelf. So the auctioneer starts. High bid is say $40. Now they get choice off that top shelf. They can pick one item, two items, or all the items on that top shelf, but they have to pay $40 a piece. So if they wanted two items off that top shelf, they got marked for $80. Then the auctioneer started over. And what they would do is they would sell it off this way, choice, I don't know, 3, sometimes 4 times. After everything was picked off the shelf pretty good, they would try to sell the whole shelf for one money. And if that didn't happen, we moved on to shelf 2, same process, all the way down that rack of parts. Man, this is a long day. I'm getting a little gassed. They're running 2 auctioneers right now, and I don't have a long time to take a break. Now, I've been drinking Liquid IV for a couple years now for a couple reasons. It helps with hydration, and I like the way it tastes. Now, Liquid IV came out with a hydration multiplier plus energy. I'm gonna give it a try, because if Liquid IV is good, Liquid IV plus energy is gonna be better. Blackberry peach. With faster hydration than water alone, it means I need less water breaks. And with a little caffeine comparable to 1 or 2 cups of coffee, it gives me the energy I need to stay on the auction floor all day. All you do is shake it up, and then you sip. Man, this blackberry peach is delicious. It's a little tart, a little sweet, great balance. I'll be honest, I haven't found Liquid IV flavor I don't like, so I'm not surprised I like this one as well. Go check out Liquid IV. They're having the biggest Black Friday sale they've ever had. It is 30% off their entire website from now until December 1st. Check them out. We're gonna put a link in the description for you, make it a little bit easier. Go check them out, it really helps the channel. Liquid IV, thanks for sponsoring this video. I love the new flavor. Now, I need to get back to work. I'm taking my energy with me. So let me talk to you a little bit about my strategy here as we're going into buying these parts. So when I notice there's a metal gas tank on a shelf, and then there's a side cover for the YZ that I think will fit the bike I just bought, you know, I'll let those guys take the first couple whacks. But I always keep my eye on the other fellow that's buying dirt bike stuff, because if he starts bidding, I know I need to hop in because maybe he saw what I saw. So I had to get a little aggressive sometimes. Other than that, I kind of let it come to me a little bit, and I was able to get some stuff bought fairly inexpensive.
$5 you can get a choice for $5. $5 on this table. 5, 7. 5 now, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, $5 right there. 1, 3,
7.
1, 3, 7.
Do 1. Thank you. 2.
137, correct?
Yes.
137 takes 1.
I think these go together. Yeah. Okay.
Takes 2.
We're good. Thank you.
All right, $10 a pick. After he, does anybody else want to pick at $10? Okay.
I'll do a pick at 10.
Anybody else? $10 a pick. 137, right?
Yes, sir. No, I'm gonna take 1.
Hey, that's yellow.
That's yellow, but I think I bought a yellow bike too, so it should be all right. 2. Just 2.
2. $5 a pick.
Yep.
5, 7, 7, 10. $10 to pick, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10. So I give it a 12, you give it a 12. $10 right there. Number is
1. I don't remember.
137.
137.
137.
How many you want? A couple?
I want to pick that.
No, I'm just gonna do 1. One of the things I was really surprised with that I didn't see at this sale were any sort of tools. I think there was 1 small box that had a broken drill bit in it and a couple crusty old screwdrivers. And I didn't see any books or manuals for anything. There was 0 service manuals, 0 parts books, all that stuff. I don't know what they did with it, but it didn't make it to the auction. Everything else was 100% all motorcycle hard parts and things like that, except for 3 things. And I bought them.
$30. 137. Take your pick. Guys, we're going on the second shelf here.
Excuse me. Motorcycle parts and airplane parts. It's an airplane cylinder. I bought a couple of these for a few reasons. 1, I can say I was the only one that went to the motorcycle auction and came home with airplane parts. 2 is I like airplanes. I think they're really neat. 3, I like engines. So anytime I get a cool looking engine piece like this, that'll clean up and make a nice bookshelf one day. You know, to hold my service manuals, Dan.
Bookends.
Bookend. That'll make a good bookend one day. Here's a cool little bike. This is a Honda XL. Look at this. Now, if you guys remember, we did a video on one of these bikes before. I love this thing. I didn't even ride it yet. And we got it running. This is an 83 XL 80. But the really cool thing about this bike is turn signals. These turn signals are like hen's teeth to find. That's gonna make that bike a lot more valuable having the turn signals with it. Really cool little Suzuki. I like that bike. Yamaha DT175, fun little bike. Got the trifecta of Harley Ironheads right here. Kawasaki KZ1000 and the 550 2-stroke triple. Both of these bikes, if I understand correctly, were sitting on the dealer room in the dealer showroom for about 25 years. 1980 Z1, this bike is beautiful. Look how wide that motor sticks out. How cool is that? On that side you have the cylinder, or not the cylinder, but the carburetor. Yeah, because this is rotary valve, so your carburetor and everything's sticking out here. And look how far it sticks out that side. Cool, that's a neat bike. Now, one of the other really cool things here today, if you're a 4-wheeler guy, is this Kawasaki Ducati 4. This isn't something you see very often, but here it is. This thing here looks like a true survivor. It has the DG, the old school DG Nerf bars. Look at those.
Come on up here. We got the Kawasaki
Old
right
school
here.
DG Nerf bars, man. That is so rad.
Down to the end of the Harley. These bikes were all dry storage, and Dave was here over here the other day. Put a jump box on one of them Harleys. We kicked it, it ran. I said they all ran. He just had this running 5 minutes ago. That was the only ones we really played with. But if anything, it might need a squirt carburetor cleaner. But I don't even know if it's going to need that. I mean, look, there one. Does that have reverse? I seen it back up. Yeah. There it is, guys. I'm telling you, it don't come no sweeter than that either. 1,500. Buy them when you see them, guys. 15. 15,000 bucks, 1,700. 77, 78, 78, 7,800, 78, 7, 7 quarter, 700, 7 quarter, 7, 7 quarter, 7. Guys, you were given $800, 7 quarter, 7 quarter, half, 775, 775, 775. Wrong answer, 775, 775, 50, 775, 800, 800. Now you're the wrong answer, 800. 775 and 800, 775 and 800, 775 and 800, 775 and 800, 775 and 775 and 800. 775 bucks, you got a bargain. 137, 137. Guys, we got the Yamaha Enduro. Same thing.
So here we go. This is my big purchase of the day. And I honestly had zero intention of bidding on this bike until, I don't know, I had to. I don't even really know what this bike is other than it's a little Suzuki trail bike. So I went to one of my friends after that and was like, hey, how did I do on that little Suzuki? He said, you did good. He said that bike's worth more than that. Now I came home, did a little research, and the ones in pristine condition were selling on like Bring a Trailer and Meekum and things like that for $4,500. Now, obviously this isn't one of those, but I don't know, it's a cool bike and I'm excited about it.
Okay, auction's wrapping up. I just bought this pipe for 10 bucks because I thought it was cool. It's a PSI pipe, PSI, but I forgot that it was all mangled. So that's kind of trash, but oh well. All right, we are loaded up. I bought a bunch of stuff. I have no idea why, but I did. It was a lot of fun. It was a good day. It was a long day. And now we got a couple hour drive home. Then we're gonna take a look. We're gonna kind of lay everything out. Once the dust is settled, see what we bought, kind of evaluate if we had a good day or a mediocre day. But I know I had a good day. Fun day. All right, let's get to work.
So we're back in the shop and now the work starts. All right, guys, that was my day at the auction and it was a whole lot of fun. I can't wait to get this trailer unloaded. We're gonna go through what we have. I'm gonna kind of explain everything to you and give you the frame of mind I was in as I was buying this stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Look forward to that in another video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dan's gonna put a video here and here. Check him out. I know you're gonna love him. Have a great weekend. See you later.